All right, we are back at the bar for another week. We were at the bar last week too.
I know. Sometimes you need to go to the bar a little
People
more
might
often.
start to wonder how often we're going to the bar. But we're happy to be back at the bar.
We're back at. There's no limit on how often you can visit the bar.
The bar is good. The bar is good. There's a lot going on at the bar, and it's fun. It's exciting. It's a happy
back to
weekend.
the bar.
Happy weekend. It's good. To
A
be back
lot
at
of
the bar.
news. A lot of news.
Yeah, it really was a very newsy week. On the personal side, I played golf today, and I was telling our producer that I'm really having a problem with my driver, and it seems like I'm having to take more and more mulligans off my initial tee shot. But I have to tell you, the second tee shot has really been fabulous. But that does affect my score.
Exactly. Does indeed.
Yeah, and it was really, we were kind of sweating it out there on the golf course today.
I know. I played
Well,
tennis yesterday, and I think I had heat stroke this morning. I don't know. I really moved.
So you said you ran yesterday,
Well,
and you played tennis.
I always run. So
Yes,
no
you
matter
always
what.
run. And you
And then
played
I played
tennis
and
when it was like 1,000% humidity
Yeah.
and near 100 degrees.
Yeah.
But perhaps that wasn't so advisable.
Woke up a little groggy this morning. A little woozy, so that's why I needed to come to the bar. That's why I needed to come to the bar.
Well, and Kevin took a nap today, so
I did take a nap
he's
today.
refreshed.
It's been good this week, but I've been on the honey-do list this week.
Oh.
How's that going for you?
It's going. It's going. There's a lot on the honey-do list. But the wife is happy, so that's
Happy
important
wife,
too.
Happy life.
Happy wife, happy
I've
life.
I've
Oh,
never,
wait, I don't have
I've
a
never
wife.
subscribed to that.
And I've never met a man that did either, so you know.
Well,
never
listen, I did plenty of honeydew things when I was married. Now I just do them for my kids and my granddaughter, and that's a different kind of honeydew.
What is that
list.
called?
It's the Papa-do list. It's the Papa-do
I like
list.
that. I like that.
That's just all right. That's fine. Anyway, so I've been assigned a gripe this week, and so I will tell you what I'm going to gripe about. So everybody will remember the very horrible California wildfires, which was particularly devastating for me because I grew up in Southern California. I have family there. I had boyhood friends who lost their boyhood homes in these fires. I had other friends who lost their homes in the Palisades, in Altadena. It was absolutely horrible. And I've previously complained on our podcast about the inability of the state of California to prune forests, which is one of the reasons we have wildfires. It's not just because, as the left likes to say, it's not just because of climate change. You have to prune the damn forests because otherwise the forests become tinderboxes, which leads to wildfires. So after the LA wildfires, there was a big benefit concert, and they raised $100 million for the wildfires in Los Angeles. And of course, now the big question is being asked. Where the hell is the money?
Show me the money.
And why
as Tom
hasn't
Cruise
the money
said.
gone to the victims? And
Yeah.
so in one example, and I'm going to read this because I'm so incensed by it. But whenever you have big events like this, and you do big fundraisers, money goes to nonprofits, non-governmental organizations, and they are supposed to be assigned. Their job is to basically distribute the money so that it is getting to victims.
Yeah.
And this process oftentimes does not work very well, and the money never gets to the people who need the money, the victims. So as an example, Fire Aid, which was this nonprofit that was set up to receive $100 million in money, and apparently some of the money donors generously handed over to help fire victims, went to political nonprofits created to turn out Native American votes and, quote, help the native fire victims, of which there is a grand total of 62 out of 66,000.
Wow. That's crazy.
So this is an example
Yeah.
where you get people to give a lot of money because they're trying to help people,
Yeah.
right? And then these idiots collect the money. A lot of the money goes to the overhead for these nonprofits and these NGOs, and the money never gets out.
Yeah.
I mean, this is not. This is.
I think
this is
I
horrible.
think it's a widespread problem. I mean, anybody who's donating to charities needs to research how that money is being distributed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, so some of you who watch CNN, as Rachel does religiously,
Yes, I do.
so they've been doing this big thing celebrating the 40th anniversary of Live Aid. Well, everybody will remember Live Aid in 1985. They had two concerts. They had a concert in London. They had a concert in Philadelphia. And it was money that was going to be raised to help starving people in Africa.
Yeah.
And there was the British folks did their Christmas song about it, and then the Americans, Quincy Jones, Michael Jackson, a whole bunch of other folks did "We Are the World," right? And all of the money was going to go to help victims in Africa. And I haven't researched this. I haven't researched this thoroughly, but.
Yeah.
But I just don't recall that anybody complaining about that massive, these concerts and the money that were raised for the two singles and the concerts. As far as I know, that they went to try to help people in Africa.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it would be interesting to see how that was.
Well, I did a little fact
I think
checking.
The CNN piece is mostly sort of about the phenomenon of this.
And it was a
concert
phenomenon.
And
I mean,
the
it was.
personalities.
Yeah,
and,
it was great.
Yeah, so.
I mean, it was wonderful.
But it would be.
I remember I was
Yeah.
at the time I was so this is the summer of 1985, and my
Yeah.
summer job was to work graveyard at the United States Post Office. I got to tell you, this was really one of the most interesting experiences of my life to work graveyard at the post office.
Yeah.
And you're working with people that had been working graveyard at the post office for a very long time.
And
You
they're
know about going postal, you know.
Well, and a lot of these people, shall we say, were fueled by prescription medication and non-prescription recreational drugs.
It helps keep you up at night. It helps keep you up at night.
But I had worked graveyard at the post office, and then I came home and said, "Like, God, Live Aid's on. I really, really want to watch this." I kept calling in sick that night. It's I can't sit around watching Live Aid and then go back to work graveyard. That would be terrible.
But I did a little checking on in this in ChatGPT, and apparently about 70% of the money is accounted for.
Really, according to ChatGPT.
According to ChatGPT, but
think we
there
should buy
is
that?
questions.
You always gotta double
But
check
there was
ChatGPT.
questions about what you raised. There's concerns, and part of it they're saying, nefarious organizations that are set up during these times that sneak in and take them. People who, they always tell you make sure you're giving to the right organization, and there's people out there who are setting up, props online for you to give, and it's not going to where it's supposed to go. There's that, and there's also accountability on the watchdog side, and sitting in your paperwork to say this is where the money went, that kind of thing. So I get it. It's terrible, and I think we see it all the time, and it's a bad thing that
It really is.
Yeah.
because people really want, when people see stuff like this happen, you give money, they really want to feel like when I send my $20 or my $1,000 is going to help someone. Now, I think everybody thinks there's an administrative cost in there somewhere, but the bulk of it should be going
Yeah,
to.
but I mean, so
relieve the people
So
out
you
there.
guys, you guys run a 501c3 organization. I have been involved in the nonprofit sector since, basically since 2001. So, I have seen a lot of very good philanthropy over the years. I've also seen a lot of wasted philanthropy over the years, because people get sucked in because there's a great cause, they want to give money to it, and the money is just utterly wasted.
Yeah.
Well,
I feel like time and time again there's stories about how most of the money is going to like lavish parties and outrageous salaries, and very little of it is going to the cause.
You know what I'm going to say, right? like Black Lives Matter. People got sucked in. They gave Black Lives Matter tens of millions of dollars. I mean, corporations all over America flooding this organization with money. And what did they do with the money?
We had a little
You had all
scandal at the
these
top.
Instances
But-
of people wasting the money on mansions and homes and enriching themselves.
But it's kind of like the federal government. What happens is,
Wait,
hold on.
you're the
Let
one
me-
that has supported
Wait a
examining waste and
Listen,
abuse in
but
federal
here's the
government.
problem with like the federal government. Nobody owns the money. So when the money comes in, people, humans, make concessions for themselves and to their benefit.
Well,
When you're
these
top
are-
of an organization, whether
I
you
mean, no one owns the money. I mean, people are
My
giving
point
the
is-
money out of the.
okay, but no one
This is
owns
our
no one
hardcore
owns the money.
cause.
No one owns the money. It's when we pay our tax dollars, it's the senators, the congressmen, but they have not earned that money. It's not their money. They don't put on it they're supposed to put on it the guardrails and be good stewards. But look, you get tens of millions of dollars in your hand and you're in charge of this. It's easy to say, you know what, let's have this party, let's do this, let's do that.
I don't know, are you
In the
just-
name
I
of
don't know
the-
if
That's
you're-
called
And this
bad-
is-
that's
but-
called dishonest.
but
bad
this
management.
is
I don't know
human
if you're
nature,
saying
and this
it's
is the
okay
challenge
when
we
it's not- I
have.
don't know if you're saying it
Because
it's
I don't-
not that bad or it is bad.
I'm not saying it's not bad. What I'm saying
Okay,
is
what are
you
you
just got to
saying?
understand the dynamic that human beings, when in those positions, are challenged with what their ethics are and what their character is and what they're doing with that money.
So,
And
so,
Okay.
so
if you get $10 million in your lap in your donation pot,
yeah.
it takes a lot for you not to say, you know what, I deserve a raise of 50%
All right.
this year.
So I'll give you an example of an organization that I used to contribute to. I used to
Right.
contribute to the Wounded Warrior Project.
Yeah.
Okay.
Loved those guys. I felt like they were
Yes.
doing really good work.
Yeah.
Big scandal that they're just
Yeah.
taking, gobs and gobs of the money, massive overhead. Most of the money is going to admin. The money is not getting to the wounded warriors it was
Yeah.
supposed
Right.
to. I stopped giving money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Now I give
I mean-
tunnel. Now I,
I mean,
give
we
to
had the
tunnels
whole
and
thing.
towers.
We had the whole thing at the.
Yeah.
We had the whole thing at the wall. Remember that? I'm just saying.
I know. It's
Well,
anyway. All right.
They
Well,
raised the money
All
for
right.
the wall.
So clearly, we need better standards for America's
Yeah.
nonprofits.
let's
who are
let's
collecting
get
money,
some. Let's
raising money.
anybody
for,
donating money to a
crises.
cause. should
Listen.
look
Do their homework.
should
Hey,
do
your
do your homework, and
Look
let's
at
get
their
some.
book- and look at their books.
And let's get some DEI hires in those prominent
Oh,
positions so
okay.
that they can be
That's-
good stewards of the money.
I can't.
Let's do that.
I think if
I mean,
that
apparently,
that may be the worst idea I've heard so far.
Back
All right.
here.
All right. So moving
Moving right along.
Moving
Moving
right
on.
along.
right along.
To the
So,
never-ending
to the never-ending Epstein story. Now, I want to say for the record
Oh, my
that
goodness.
on last week's podcast, I was a bit incensed that I felt like, why the are we talking about Jeffrey Epstein? Okay.
he's dead.
Okay, he's dead, right? Why, and I felt bad for Ghislaine Maxwell that she's the only one paying the price for this, blah, blah,
Don't
blah.
feel bad.
I don't
for
feel
her.
bad for her.
Don't
Don't
feel
feel
bad
bad for her.
That's bad phrasing. She should be punished for what she did, but I
Yes.
feel like she is the only one who's being punished for this.
That's right.
Now, I have to. So, as reasonable people should do, I now have a different view of this.
A shift. We call this a shift.
A shift at the bar.
After another week of listening to all this crap, I do have a somewhat different view about this now. So I guess, and part of this is because I've listened to some interviews with Epstein's brother.
No, I saw part of that. Yeah.
Yeah. So Epstein's brother, naturally, CNN was, all over Epstein's brother because Epstein's brother was going to talk about what great friends Jeffrey and Donald were, which was the whole reason they brought him on the program. Was,
Right.
but I got to tell you, so I feel like, to your point last week, I feel like Trump has handled this very badly.
Oh.
Yeah.
And finally, this week, Trump finally said something that I thought, so why didn't he say this at the beginning? So basically what he said was, so all of these stories that have come out about Trump and Epstein are all prior to 2006 when Epstein was formally charged with all of this nefarious business. So this week, Trump finally says, well, I never went to the island, so maybe what the media might want to start doing is looking at the people who went to the island.
Like
Bill Clinton, who went to the island 28 times. Which told you two things. One, Trump has clearly seen what's in the files.
For sure.
And two, he's pointing the finger in another direction about the people who were actually involved with Epstein after he was charged.
Right.
So why didn't he say this at the beginning?
I can tell you why.
Well,
I can tell you exactly
I'm
why.
anxious to hear.
He's a liar.
Yep. And he went to that island.
And the truth ain't in him, and he is afraid of the truth.
So are you suggesting that Trump went to the island?
I have no idea. I think he probably went to the island.
am.
He's been friends with this guy for forever.
Yeah.
He's
but you know
seen
what?
a lot of stuff.
This stuff
Nobody
happens.
has ever suggested that. Not
That's-
one person has ever
and that's
suggested
and that's fine. But you know what? When you come clean and you're transparent, people can roll with you. He has made this a huge mess. Him and the Republican Party have made it a huge mess for themselves.
Exactly.
So
made
he
this
now,
mess.
whether
He made
he's
this
guilty
mess.
or not, he looks like he was in there with the whole party.
He's clearly worried about something.
Yes.
This
Agreed.
is what is. MAGA got.
I think he's worried about the naked picture in the birthday book.
No.
I'm not-
Oh
He
my
worried.
God.
He worried about more than that.
First of all, why even deny, he clearly did that. Like, why deny that? But I think MAGA got into this because yes, they all thought it was going to be expose on Bill Clinton, on Larry Summers, on Bill Gates, all the people that were
A whole bunch of celebrities, rich people,
But there is
elitists
no more
who were
evidence.
sleeping with underage.
Well,
But here's-
we don't know that.
That's right.
Any
Thank
more
you.
than we know whether Donald Trump slept with underage people.
women.
But clearly,
And-
he is nervous about something.
And let's
that is what is because he's going to all ends to avoid just releasing.
So again, Biden was president for 4 years.
Yes.
The Biden Justice Department had jurisdiction over these files for 4 years. Do you seriously believe if there was any evidence in there that Trump had gone to the island or that Trump had been sleeping with underage girls, that they would not have released that?
And so
It defies all reason.
Okay.
Why
Okay.
is Trump behaving the way he is? Just
That wasn't
let it
my
out.
Okay.
wasn't my question.
That is my question.
Well,
But
my
here's-
question is, why didn't the Democrats release it? If they had
Listen,
information that Trump was involved
we
in this.
we had
So
bigger
I'll tell you why
we
they
had
didn't-
bigger problems.
I'll tell you why they didn't release it. And Trump is involved in this too. Honestly,
Why?
I think it's mutually assured destruction.
I don't disagree with that.
But
Because
the Democrats
he has
had-
something to hide also.
So, and
I think what he's hiding is the naked woman
It is
picture he
not.
done for the birthday.
That is ridiculous. That
just
is
because you went to the island don't mean you participated in a certain
Right.
thing. This man,
Kevin, I don't know.
hold on, listen.
You only go to that
listen,
island for one
that's not-
reason there.
You're
I don't-
only going to
I
the
do
island
not-
for one reason.
I don't believe
Yeah.
that. They're going repeatedly. Maybe you're right, but going over there and partying with this is what people do with money. That's what they do. They go, they party,
Oh,
they
you
hang
mean-
out. You go to the island, you get a free ride.
You mean like Diddy?
the other, just like Diddy.
Not with underage women, though. That's different.
That's that right. These are
That was
consenting women.
On the island,
and that's an argument to be had.
Certain there were underage women and
There
boys
has
at
been-
Diddy parties.
There has been zero evidence of
there's zero
underage
evidence.
women or boys at Diddy's
the
party.
Beeb was there. He was underage.
Well, he was acquitted on all charges. So
We don't know.
he's found not guilty.
But let's be clear. There's a lot a lot of people are concerned about these files, right? Including Donald Trump, for whatever reason.
Right.
And if the Democrats decided that they didn't want to bother with it, his ass should have left it alone.
Okay, so there's
But
one,
he ginned this up through his
Okay.
campaign
So-
and made everybody
So-
think that I'm gonna go in and
All
get
right.
the deep state.
so there's one
Didn't
person
this happen?
who knows everything.
Ghislaine.
and that's Ghislaine Maxwell.
And she's
So-
ready to get pardoned.
She's
ready to get pardoned.
All right,
But
so
you
what do you
cannot
so what do
trust
you,
anything
all right,
she says.
so what do you guys think? What happens if Ghislaine decides she's gonna talk? Because the brother says
she's-
the lawyer has said and the brother has said there's no list. Jeffrey did not keep a list of who was going over there. So the only person who knows everything is Ghislaine Maxwell.
Ghislaine
So
has-
what happens if she
has
talks?
proven
Ghislaine-
she has proven herself to be a liar.
She's a liar. Ghislaine and the victims
And-
know. But we don't want to listen to the victims. Even though some
Well,
of them are
but-
coming out now.
Some of them are coming out. And
So if
and-
the victims are going to I mean, this is why the grand jury testimony wasn't going to be released because
Right.
they have to protect the victims, and that was a
that was
what a
a-
diversion.
Right.
That was a
That was a
That was
diversion.
dumb.
That was never going to happen.
Right, which
Right.
is
We're never
why-
going to release grand
Right,
jury
and he should have
testimony.
just, Trump just should have released the DOJ files. The story would have died if there's nothing.
So I
there.
will say this: the one place you're right about how, I mean, I think Trump screwed this up in a number of ways. Not the least of which is why not just say unequivocally I didn't go to the island. He didn't say that until
and
this
release
week.
and release
But
the files.
but I think where his administration really screwed up is obviously you had all these MAGA people thought it was a great big deep state
Oh,
conspiracy.
yeah.
But Pam Bondi also screwed up because
did.
several months ago she's like
I
I've got the files.
I
on
got
my
the
desk.
list.
I got the
I
list.
got it
I'm
right here in my
reviewing
hand. I'm looking at it right now.
That was really dumb.
And then he said,
Because
no.
if you're gonna do it, you got to release it.
And look,
Yeah.
and in these positions, you can't say I got the list and then go back. I didn't really say I had the
There is
list.
no list. I mean,
I said I got
and
the
actually, there is no
There's
list.
no
Yeah,
list.
It was
There is
in,
no
it was
list.
And nobody
it
believes
was
that.
phenomenally. It was just phenomenal.
Yeah, but right.
Well,
I don't know, but
I hope he doesn't pardon her.
he
but
sort of floated it.
oh, he absolutely floated it. I hope he doesn't pardon her, and I hope that we don't get tied into believing a person who has already been identified as someone who is not honest. I mean, she's in prison. Leave her there.
She's
And if she's the only one that goes, it's their fault because she had a chance to say it during her trial.
But Kevin,
And she
all right,
refused.
but put yourself into the shoes of some of these victims.
no.
Yeah.
I agree. I agree that
and-
other people that are guilty should be.
Well, and if
identified.
she literally, other than the victims who may not want to be public, but if she is literally the only person who knows the whole story,
Right.
don't you want to hear from her?
Oh,
You can't-
well,
but you can't
not
trust
now.
her.
Not.
You
Have you ever
cannot
watched
trust-
First 48?
You can't
This
trust
is
what she says.
I just want to throw. If you ever watch First, ladies and gentlemen, if you ever watch First 48, follow along with the people who get caught, who may or may not have done the crime. They always do what?
Tell.
Tell.
All they need is a cigarette.
All they need is a cheeseburger and a cigarette,
we
and
are
they
getting
will
started.
like, you know what?
Cheeseburger.
John is the one that actually shot the gun. I told him not to shoot the gun. He shot the gun.
He lives there.
And he shot that man.
Is this
And I'm gonna tell you where he lives, right over there.
His phone number. This is grandma's house.
so? Is this like some kind of show?
It's a TV show. It's called First 48.
You've really never seen First 48.
What network is this on?
This is
Oh,
True
my
TV.
God. True TV, yeah.
True TV.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you seen
Nothing
the
more
show?
true than no. That's true
So listen.
TV, so
Ghislaine Maxwell should have taken some notes when she went in that room and she wanted to be the badass and not snitch on anybody. You the one got to sit in jail. The one that doesn't sit in jail says,
I think the woman knows everything.
well, she should have said, I know who was there.
Fine, but you can't
Him,
trust her.
her.
She is only after her own.
Oh, she was there. I remember her.
Rachel,
trust
I mean,
her.
well, of course she wants to be out of jail.
Right.
Well,
so she's gonna
She's
say
actually,
whatever.
she's
Not even
actually,
if she rats on Donald Trump, she's not getting out of jail, so you can't trust her.
she's
But
act,
honestly,
point.
I mean, look, you guys may disagree with me on this. I honestly do not believe Donald Trump went to the island. I just don't
Wow.
believe it.
Right.
wow.
I think
What excludes him from the list that of the people that we know were on there?
producer, millennial.
Surely not his moral. Surely not his moral character.
Do you?
This is the same guy who said grab him by the pee.
Yeah.
So if you're excluding him,
Surely not his moral
what?
character.
Do you seriously believe that Donald Trump had trouble getting women?
Yes,
He said, "If you
I
want
do.
them, just grab them."
I do.
That was about power. That's different.
No, but
If you-
listen.
What do you think
I'm
all
not
the-
suggesting that that's
What do you think
right.
all this Epstein stuff is about?
But
It's also
I'm not
about
suggesting
power.
that that's right.
Uh-huh.
But when you, some of the other people that have been implicated in all of this,
Uh-huh.
so Bill Clinton, I think we can all agree, serial philanderer.
But never had an issue getting
He
women.
never had a problem getting ladies. He
Never
never
had
had a problem
an issue
getting the
getting
ladies.
Exactly.
Excuse me.
Zero problem getting
there-
ladies.
Bill Clinton was also accused of rape.
He
He
was.
was also accused
He
of
was.
using his power
That-
to
okay.
get women to sleep
But
with
that doesn't
him.
mean that he had trouble getting. You know, it's like Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby could have found all sorts of women
Okay.
to sleep with him
Okay, but listen.
voluntarily. No,
Okay.
he had to drug them.
All right.
Well,
What is that?
I
But
w-
he was a married man, another weirdo. But,
But-
he still
listen,
could have found
listen.
women
Let him,
that
Well,
let him
listen.
land. Let him land. I want to hear. I want to hear this.
Listen.
Let him land. I want to hear
I mean,
this.
you know, Bill Clinton went to the island because he's Bill Clinton, right?
Okay. I stay there.
So,
Stay there.
So Bill
Different
Gates,
than Donald Trump.
Bill
Well,
Gates went to the island. Apparently,
Okay.
apparently there were women who went to the island
Of
too.
course.
Nice.
Like, I can't remember the name of this woman. Who's the very prominent woman, the very wealthy woman that has been referenced? She also contributed something to the Epstein birthday book. I can't
Okay.
remember.
I
her
can't
name.
remember her
Let's
name.
let's stay with the 2 bills
There
and
was
one
one
Donald.
woman.
Go with that.
Yeah. So I just for the life of me, I just don't see.
You still haven't given me one reason why you put Bill Clinton and Bill Gates in one bracket, but you put
Exactly.
Donald Trump in a
Exactly.
totally different one.
Because Bill Gates, by his own admission, was not in a very happy marriage.
Okay,
And-
fine, that's fine.
and so Bill Gates
How does
is
that differentiate him from
Bill
Donald
Gates,
Trump?
a mousy computer geek, right?
I don't know.
Donald Trump,
I don't
billionaire
know.
from New York.
I don't
mean,
know.
Billionaire from New York.
I just don't feel
so you
like.
think he couldn't find a woman?
do you
No, I don't.
Wait, this
I
can-
don't.
Oh my God.
Do you think Donald Trump is a womanizer?
No.
Was a
Pardon me?
womanizer or used womanizing terms?
Was Trump a womanizer?
Yeah.
Well, of course he was.
He wasn't.
But I don't think
He was not a
But
womanizer.
he didn't need
He
to
was?
go to the.
No.
Who, Trump?
Trump
but
was
he
not a
did not
womanizer.
need to go to the island in order to get women.
No. I'm saying he's not a womanizer in the sense that he
He
was
was
not
also an overt womanizer.
No, he
Unlike
was-
Bill Gates or Bill
No.
Clinton, who were covert womanizers.
Donald Trump was a guy who, because he had money and he showed up, he expected women to want to be
Correct.
with him.
That's called power
So
dynamics.
he
but
would
continue.
do the grab, do whatever. But women weren't attracted to him.
Correct.
Okay, so that
Correct.
womanizers are, to me, a womanizer is a guy who comes in the room, he can get the ladies. I don't think Donald Trump ever was the guy.
Okay, correct. I agree with
could
that.
get
I'm
the
sorry.
ladies.
That was a bad term.
Bill Clinton absolutely could get
I
the
think
ladies.
wrong
so,
term.
Kevin. I just think you're
Yeah.
I think you're completely wrong about that.
What?
But no way,
I
no
think you're
way.
completely wrong
Bill,
about that.
Bill,
You don't think Bill Clinton
listen,
was
Bill
charming?
Clinton was the man.
You think Donald
If
Trump?
Bill Clinton came in the room with my girlfriend, I'm telling me and my girlfriend, we gotta go. We gotta get out of here.
You think orange hair Donald Trump was pulling the ladies easily?
Absolutely not.
without money?
Young millennial producer. Trump did not have orange hair back in the 80s and 90s.
Yeah, okay. That was a die, huh? That was a die.
That was a long time ago.
Okay.
Listen, again, I'm gonna stick. Perhaps I may be proven wrong about this, but I would bet just about anything that Trump never went to the island. And if Trump never went to the island, the Democrats are getting on the wrong train here because they think that they're going to wrap this thing around Trump's neck, and this is going to lead them to salvation. I don't think.
I don't think
Was Trump friends with Epstein?
That's-
Yes, he's acknowledged
Epstein-
that. Was Epstein at Mar-a-Lago?
Epstein-
Yes, he acknowledged
Epstein
that.
conducted.
Did Trump
Epstein-
like probably write a letter for the birthday book and say
Epstein
that he did?
conducted
Well, hold on.
his
Yeah,
activities all over the place,
Yeah.
not just the island.
I'm gonna give you the
Listen.
Fed chair. No.
Well, we're going to get to that subject.
But
a little-
listen,
we're gonna get to that
I'm
subject
giving you
later
to
in
know
the podcast.
because the Democrats are not wrapping their hands around Donald Trump. What they're wrapping their hands around is that Republicans insisted that this was an issue that had to be resolved by Donald Trump and the Republicans.
Yeah. So Kevin,
And if they ride this train, they should ride this train
Kevin.
on they are lying and you can't trust them.
So Kevin,
this is that's where we need to land.
I'm going to go back to something that you said earlier. In the overall scheme of things, does this really matter?
It doesn't.
It doesn't.
But
and the Democrats, and the Democrats are on this train now.
But listen,
you got Ro
okay.
Khanna showing up in Ohio, trying to troll J.D. Vance about Jeffrey Epstein.
but
The
listen.
Democrats have
But
no
listen.
agenda.
But listen,
Okay,
listen.
but they did not start this.
That's
train.
right.
It
Republicans-
doesn't matter.
It
Yes,
does
it
matter.
does.
It does
Yes,
matter.
it does.
It doesn't matter.
Listen.
It would be
If this,
malpractice for the Democrats not to take
Oh, my
advantage
God.
of this
You-
situation.
you are- that
They
is
did
right.
not start this train.
spoken
Okay.
truly by the independent.
What really matters.
So
What
listen.
really matters.
So if the Democrats get their way and these quote files are introduced or Maxwell talks, and all of a sudden she's implicating half the Democratic donor base, which I think is the real reason the Biden people never released any of this.
I don't agree with
because
that.
all their donors are in there.
I don't agree with that.
I'm telling you,
And a
watch.
bipartisan atmosphere,
Listen,
that's what
listen.
we
The
want
old.
to think.
Let's remember the old adage. When it comes to scandals, for Democrats, it's sex. For Republicans, it's money.
Sex.
It's sex and money. And
All right.
I don't want to say, what kind of lewd sex it is
moving
with the
on.
money.
All right. Well, apparently,
It's time
oh
for a
God, our
refresh.
drinks are empty. We'll be right back.
We too have wasted our time with Epstein.
All right, we are back. Our glasses are full. We have a new potion.
Yes.
Well, we
Switched
actually have two different potions. Some of us are drinking a little champagne.
Sticking with
Actually, the
wine.
males are drinking the champagne, while the female is just
Yes, we
drinking
are.
the standard wine. So
What does that say?
I don't know. Maybe it's well, we're just in touch with ourselves.
That's all. That's all.
That's all right.
No insecurities.
But speaking of bubbly and wine, we're going to talk about the French.
Uh-oh.
I like
Where
that segue. I
champagne
like
is.
that.
We're gonna
Champagne
talk
is.
about the French. In fact,
Champagne is a thing.
I believe Rachel is drinking a French Chardonnay.
All right.
So,
Yeah.
so
You got
yeah.
it.
Double entendre.
So the most bizarre story popped this week, where a social media influencer named Candice Owens has suggested that French President Emmanuel Macron is actually married to a man.
She's been pushing this for a while.
And I got to tell you, so I've heard that this has been pushed for some time.
Yes.
It admittedly, the first I heard of this was this week, and I got to tell you, I was a little stunned by this.
No, it's crazy.
And then we were talking off mic, and Rachel had said that Joe Rogan had picked this up, and
Yeah.
obviously Joe Rogan has lots of followers.
Right.
He does.
Listen to his podcast. So did Rogan actually say that he believes this to be true?
Yes.
Oh my God!
Oh,
wow.
And in the last segment we were talking about the
Rogan
the
described
Epstein
as most
saga.
popular podcaster in the world.
As we were talking about the Epstein saga and all these men and women
Yeah.
and blah 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 and Trump has obviously visited with Macron many times.
Yes.
And Trump has made many comments about how attractive his wife is.
he does have an eye for the ladies, doesn't he?
Yeah.
But I mean,
Here's the crazy
Hand in hand.
do you guys think this is true? Do you
Oh,
think there's
my-
any
no.
merit to this?
No.
None.
No.
It's the craziest
So
story.
bizarre.
It's the craziest story.
You know-
she has had 3 kids. She's produced 3 kids out of her body.
Well, and as we've talked about, we've discussed, only women can bear children.
That's what
Right.
that's what the Republicans say. They should be holding-
The Democrats
They
don't
should be
believe-
holding the line right now.
The Democrats
True.
don't believe in women who can only give birth. They believe that people should be referred to as birthers,
Well,
not
wow.
women.
And
Well,
either way, she's a birther
well,
and a woman.
Tomato,
Oh my God.
tomato,
She's
tomato,
giving birth to
tomato,
3
tomato.
I don't know if that's tomato, tomato.
You know.
kids.
But listen,
This is the craziest story. I mean,
but Candice Owens, who really dropped out of sight for a while.
Is she the only person pushing this?
And Joe
This is
Rogan.
the only thing she can push to make herself relevant. I mean, she's terrible. She's always on the wrong side of everything. And so,
She has said that she would stake her entire
well,
professional
she's
life.
about to. I hope they
on
sue her
this,
and get her off the air and get the mic out of her
Macron
face.
Has
is-
she offered any
Macron
proof
is-
of this?
How is she gonna get proof?
Well, what has she said? I mean,
Did
what
she
is her
sleep with the husband?
That she's
Did,
So
she,
what
did she sleep with the wife who's the band?
No, wait a minute, but what has she
What-
said?
what are we doing?
What
that
evidence
she
has
would
she
stake her
provided?
professionally.
She has nothing.
She
has nothing.
I think it's even worse that she's doubling and tripling down on it. Like, she's
Absolutely.
like just
It's crazy.
following through. That's kind of crazy.
It's a crazy thing. I mean, there's plenty. Like you can, if you want to attack that couple, you can. It's kind of a interesting situation where she started dating the president of France when he was 15 years old. Some say 14, but 15 years old, which is the
Because
age of consent in France.
she
Yeah.
is significantly older
Older
than
than
he
him.
is.
24 years. They started dating when he was 15 and she was 39. So 24 years.
So Macron has got to be. Is he in his 50s yet?
Close, if not.
So she's in her 70s.
Yeah. She looks fabulous.
She looks great.
She's a very attractive woman.
Not according to Candice.
It's the craziest story.
For the life of me,
The problem is, to me, that we allow these stories to take off and take over the airways. It is ridiculous.
But then you always say that we allow, like this came up last time, though, we allow, I can't remember what it was last week, but we allow this, like, how did we allow, like,
So
how
Macron-
did we allow this, what are we supposed to do?
so
But
Macron has apparently sued her now.
he's suing her.
Yeah.
Yes. And, yeah, so,
She needs to come up with the picture with the man versus the girl.
they produced her birth
And do
certificate.
something. They showed a picture of her as a little girl some time ago. All kinds of stuff. So
Yeah.
It's really irresponsible journalism just because who really
Well,
cares?
it's not
Like,
journalism.
and Candace Owens
It's-
not a
it's-
journalist.
it's
Let's
not
be
journalism.
She's
clear
not a
about
journalist?
Yeah,
She's a
absolutely.
journalist.
She's
Come on.
not. She's a
This is like-
podcast.
this is like-
Like,
Well,
She's a journalist.
this is like.
She's
look,
not a journalist.
Okay.
what would you describe her as?
A social media
Influencer.
influencer.
Social media
Okay.
influencer.
All right.
Which is just again more and more evidence once again that social media is the devil.
Well,
The complete devil.
Yeah,
The complete devil. We agree.
yeah. I don't. I just like out of nowhere, Emmanuel Macron's wife is a man. Seriously?
Wow.
Actually, I'm so sorry. Just to fact check this, Candice Owens pursued an undergraduate degree in journalism at the University of Rhode Island.
Doesn't make her doesn't make her
A journalist.
doesn't make her a journalist. Does not make her a
I don't know
journalist.
that- I don't know that makes her a journalist.
but
Now,
no,
Just
but-
because you study something doesn't make you.
Now, see, in the old day, I shouldn't say.
Oh, wow.
this, but years ago, some investigative journalist, like an actual investigative journalist,
Thank you.
would actually dig into this and
And-
do a story and figure out, okay, is this true or is this bullshit?
Right.
Right.
Well, no.
And
So why isn't it? We don't have it. We just don't have investigative journalists anymore.
But like I
mean,
said, it's
just-
irresponsible journalism because she's
but
hanging
I don't
on to
even-
a
Stop
story.
calling
that
her a
doesn't
I don't
matter.
even
journalist.
consider this
Please
journalism.
stop calling her.
You act like there's like a ring that she has to go through for
mean,
someone to like
it's
put a
like-
sword on both sides of her shoulders or
This is
something.
like leveling an accusation.
She's a journalist.
What is your evidence
Yeah.
that
Right.
Macron's wife is a man? What is your evidence other than I will stake
crazy.
my professional reputation
Right.
on
It's
the fact
crazy,
that she's
but-
a man?
but you
What,
know-
where's
That's
the
terrible. I mean,
evidence?
it's terrible. It's terrible.
But a lot. So he has filed a lawsuit, but that's not easy. I mean, because we've got our First Amendment rights in this country. So
You can't prove a negative.
It's
Regardless,
So,
who cares
yeah.
what the president of France chooses to marry? Like, if he chose to marry
Wait a minute, you're
a
gonna
woman
get the
that wants-
Republicans all upset now.
Well,
Hey, wait a minute.
if he chose to do that,
You can't do that.
what business is it of ours?
Well, that would be scandalous.
but he did.
If the president of France is secretly married to a man, that
You
would
wanna know.
would indeed be scandalous, even in France.
But
Oh, that's terrible. I think that's terrible. Come on, guys. That's
It would be
terrible.
it would be scandalous to the
but
fact that
didn't-
it wasn't.
didn't have- but,
that it wasn't,
okay, you know what? If he did
you
it
know,
now,
put out
then-
there at
then
the
I would
beginning.
say right. If that's no one cares. But he didn't. He married
He
a
married a
very
woman
attractive woman.
who had babies.
agree.
And the
Yeah.
controversy is not that she was a man because she's not. The controversy is because she's 24 years older than him, which is unusual. It's not, I mean, like,
Well, no. Not unusual in
It's
America
not
where old men
unusual.
marry young women.
It's
I
not
mean, look at Bill
unusual for
Belichick.
old men to marry younger women.
What are we
Look at
doing?
Mick
Leonardo
Jagger.
DiCaprio.
They're right.
Leonardo
But he doesn't
DiCaprio.
marry them anymore.
No, he
He
doesn't.
doesn't marry
Yeah,
them
right.
anymore.
But it is that's not unusual for old guys to marry younger women. I think it's the same age differential as Trump and Melania, but it is unusual for a 15-year-old to date a 39-year-old woman.
That is true.
That's unusual.
Not to Al Pacino,
but you know
but-
what? Right?
Not to Al Pacino. Go ahead. Keep going.
Oh my God. Well,
But actually, as far as the French goes, I mean, most of their presidents have had affairs and whatnot. There's been
well,
no
they've all had
Yeah.
affairs.
Well,
There's no
You know,
evidence.
I mean,
they
it-
actually seem to be happily married. There's no evidence that
They have a
No,
whole.
that
they
he
have-
has ever had an affair. You know,
Well,
so,
we,
But I
would,
mean-
we wouldn't know.
We have a whole kiss named after the French. Come on. What? Of course they're going to be
and-
a little wild with it. What do you want?
yes, but as far as French presidents, he seems to be very happily married. So.
He does. He does. All right. We're
Well,
gonna
there
do-
was that time in the airplane where she apparently punched him in the face.
that's
yes.
right.
that-
That, that was just a couple of months
Yeah,
ago.
that was.
And
Did
it
she
was-
knock him out?
Well, no,
No,
she
it was-
slapped him.
Then
It was certainly a
She's a
girl.
woman. Come on.
Certainly a girl punch. It was certainly a girl punch,
And
which just
and he deserved it.
solidifies that she's a woman.
She's a woman. We saw that punch. Come on.
I saw the
Well,
punch.
how do we know? How do we know that she? How do we know that he deserved it? Did he say something or do
We
something?
can assume he's a man. He
Oh my God!
I like a good
Lord.
comeback. That was
Good
perfect.
God!
I wish I could remember why, but it was interesting.
We never do.
Well,
we
he
never do.
apparently stood there like a man and took it.
He took it. If she was a man, she would have knocked him
She would
out.
have knocked him out.
That is a very good point.
That's a valid
That's
point.
a very good point.
Candice Owens
That's a
should
very
watch
good-
that.
That's a very good point. She should
Watch
watch
that.
that video.
For sure.
That's right.
And draw a
All
different
right,
conclusion.
we're going to move on. But as a quick aside, I do want to. I'm taking a moment.
Sure.
So today we just talked about older men and younger women. So today, Mick Jagger is 82.
Bless his
Mick
heart.
Mick
Jagger
Jagger's
is
82,
82
okay.
years
And
old.
that's actually young, though, in my opinion. Now.
Listen,
It is.
I saw the
I'll tell
Rolling
you.
Stones last year, and Mick
He's doing
Jagger
so
can
much,
still
he's doing
command the
cartwheels,
stage
he
in
does
front of
cartwheels.
65,000
Cartwheels.
people.
if
The man is unbelievable.
listen, if you can keep your mind as you get older and really regulate your physical body, I think 82 is relatively young for
I
us
agree.
now. It's great to see. There's so many people that are old,
I know.
aging well.
Listen,
It's
listen.
getting younger. As I get older, 82 is getting younger
And younger. That's right. I'm like,
100%.
I can't die at 82.
100%.
80's the new 30, right?
80's the new 30.
That's middle age.
Well,
that is not
you know,
old age. That's middle
40,
age.
maybe.
82-year-old Mick Jagger has just had a second child with his
my
30-something girlfriend. So
Well,
He's in that- he's
maybe
in-
there's a reason that
Listen,
Mick is
he's-
doing so well in his 80s.
He's in that Al Pacino boat, huh?
men,
God
that's the
bless him.
blessing. That's the blessing of men,
Yeah.
because God told us to be fruitful and multiply.
Yeah.
He
You know-
continues to do God's business.
Musk says that too.
Well, he is
Must
absolutely.
Yeah.
He is absolutely doing. I don't even want to say it.
All right. We're gonna move on to another a very interesting story this week, where I think everybody knows that the president of the United States does not like the chairman of the Federal Reserve. I think the president.
love this guy.
The president has made that abundantly clear. He does not like the chairman of the Federal Reserve. He believes the chairman of the Federal Reserve should immediately lower interest rates,
And he says-
even though the
he says he-
data does not show that he should lower interest rates. Trump wants the interest rate. I mean, I don't blame Trump for wanting the interest rates lower. If the interest rates are lower, it's better for people. It's less the United States government has to spend on the interest on our ridiculous debt.
It's good for the
But
housing market.
It's good for the housing market.
Great for the housing
But I do think, and to be fair, in Trump's defense, I do think it's widely agreed that the Federal Reserve took way too long to raise interest rates. That was a problem. The Fed then decided that they were going to lower interest rates shortly before the presidential election in 2024.
Uh-oh.
many may have looked
Oh,
at
my
as being
goodness.
just a little political.
Oh, my
Although in their
goodness.
defense, the data was showing that it was a good time to reduce rates because inflation was coming down and it was getting closer to the Fed's desired 2% inflation rate. But the data is not currently showing that the Fed should reduce rate. At any rate,
Yeah,
so
but I also
Not
feel
yet.
like-
I don't agree with that. Not yet. I think we're very close, but not yet. But
Okay.
go on, Rachel.
I feel like the economic rules have changed because we went through a long period where we had very low inflation and very low
Interest rates. We did.
So the sort of the traditional ideology that can't happen happened. So
Well, so this
I
is
think
where-
there's sort of like we need to question the traditional economic rules.
and I don't disagree with you. And I think part of the reason that we're sort of stuck in continuing to pay attention to traditional economic rules, the Fed is its own bureaucracy.
Yes.
They got a lot of economists over there,
Right.
and and you guys are going to give me grief for this, but most of them are left of center Keynesians.
Oh, my goodness.
And
Well,
and I.
that was
Oh,
also,
when you're looking at the numbers, why do we always have to
conservatives
put that
also
on
used
it?
to believe that. That was, I mean, so,
Yeah. Come on,
The
these are
Fed-
professional.
the Fed
These are
is its own-
professionals.
The Fed is
These
its
are
own
professionals.
bureaucracy,
Yes,
and they've got a
I
bunch
agree
of
with that.
left-wing Keynesian
Oh,
economists
my
over
goodness.
there.
I mean,
But let's get back to
So-
let's get back to the real story
Sorry.
here. So the real story is,
Yeah.
so the Trump people, he keeps threatening to fire Powell. So now they've come up with this. Well, the Fed's undergoing this huge renovation, and it's way over budget. It's costing $2.7 billion to renovate all these Fed areas. So Trump decides he's going to go over there. He brings Tim Scott, who's the chairman of the.
and I just want to
Financial
say, it's
Services
kind of
Committee.
messed up they didn't give Tim Scott a hard hat. I mean, what's going on?
Maybe Tim
here?
Scott decided he wouldn't want to look stupid in a hard hat, right?
I mean, we're in a
Maybe he was the
construction zone.
smart one.
Good point,
Give,
right?
give the brother a hard hat.
And
Come
he's-
on.
I think the brother
I mean,
made the right decision.
I don't
I'm
agree.
not going to be photographed in this doofy hard hat.
He's got a bald head. He needed a hard
He
hat.
needed a hard
He's got a
hat.
bald
Come
head.
on, let's
That's
give
a
him a
very-
hard
That's a very
hat.
good point. He does have a bald head. At any
Now
rate,
that you mention it, why didn't they? That
So,
was
so Trump goes over there, and the whole point of him going over there is to ridicule Powell for this horrible cost overrun. Here comes Donald Trump, the developer, builder of buildings, who's going to tell the Fed why in God's name is this renovation costing $2.5 billion.
Right.
So then he whips out this piece of paper that apparently Tim Scott gave him, where he says that this is now costing $3.1 billion.
And-
Trump shows the paper to Powell.
Federal Powell.
Powell's looking at it and it's going, wait a minute.
Powell goes,
This
No.
is for a building that was done 5 years ago.
this is my new meme.
No.
Nope. He lying.
And
So,
he stood on it too. I
He
love
stood
that.
on it.
so,
Yes.
so in deference to our friend Rachel, who spent more than 2 decades on Capitol Hill as one of Capitol Hill's most finest staffers, clearly an example of very bad staff work.
yes, yes,
I don't know how they got this messed up
yeah.
because we had to know that Powell was going to stand on his word. I mean, he has nothing else to stand on. He has no reason to give in to Donald Trump. And he said,
But that,
no.
that was bad. Yeah, but that
You
was
would
bad
never,
stuff.
you would never put them into a photo op like that. That was terrible.
Factually inaccurate.
Right.
Actually inaccurate.
Why would you? And you can't do it in
Yeah.
front of this guy. He's like, let me see the paper. Let me see. Oh, this is full. Yeah, come on. Now. This building been built 5 years ago.
Yeah.
It makes you like got your guy looking like an idiot.
I mean, the look on both of their faces was
Yeah.
priceless.
Yeah.
And poor Tim Scott is like, oh my God, who gave me that?
Yeah, why am I here? Just let me-
They're gonna vote me out.
Oh,
They're gonna
wow.
vote me out.
Right now, so
But I'll say this: regardless of where you are, whether, of course, people would like the interest rates to come down. I would like the interest rates to come down, but we should not let politics influence this. I listened to a guy the other day. I can't remember his name, but he was like, "This, if the United States allows Donald Trump to bully our Fed chair into lowering the interest rates, we would then become a country that cannot be depended upon. Because when you allow this to happen, people will say, well, there's nothing that is done in a way that is based on facts. It is now can be influenced by outsiders. And if I'm an outsider with a lot of money, I'm gonna go over here and try to influence Donald Trump to do something on my behalf. And we've already seen him kind of move in that direction already. We don't need this space to be tainted with this kind of behavior.
Yeah, and Trump has gotten that message because he has backed off. I mean, even his own advisors are saying that you don't want the Fed to
Right.
hear that they're under the thumb of the president. They have to be independent.
You got to be
They are in
independent,
a-
and whether you like
so-
what they're doing or not. And I want them to lower interest rates for sure.
I happen to agree that interest rates should go down. I no longer
Yeah.
think there is that tie between inflation and interest rates.
But-
I don't think that Trump
there-
should
but
be
there's-
bullying.
But
Okay,
under
but-
Biden,
but
really quick, under Biden, there was a level of inflation that they were looking for, 2%, I believe, inflation before they would lower the interest rates. I believe that's what I'm trying to remember. I think it was 2% inflation.
that's
That's where they
so
would say, okay, we can bring the interest rates
So
down
the Fed wants inflation to be
at about 2%,
at about
and
2%.
it's been hovering right above 2, maybe almost 3%, I think, right in there.
Yeah.
So they're towing the line.
So the one thing that you're never going to get Trump to sort of bend on is his like biological view that tariffs are wonderful, right? So the one thing that is, I think the one thing that everybody would agree on is that the market and businesses in America don't like uncertainty.
They do not.
Right. So when you're going, so on April 2nd, when he announced all these tariffs, the market declined by 20%, right?
Yep.
Because I mean, you can talk about whatever rationale was behind this,
Right.
but the market reacted very negatively.
Yes.
Yeah.
And of course, now we've gone through the situation where we're sort of ping-ponging back and forth. We're going to roll back the tariffs. We're going to put some new tariffs on. We're going to roll back tariffs. We're in this sort of like roller coaster of tariffs. And I think that creates uncertainty. Now, you can talk about whether these assumptions need to be rethought, and I don't necessarily disagree with that.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, you need some level of certainty about what your policies are. You can't just keep bouncing back and forth, and because I think the markets react negatively to that. And so, if you look at the first quarter of 2025, we didn't grow very much. Growth was bad. The second quarter, better. And I think we are poised to have good, solid economic growth, but we need certainty. We need to solve these. We need these trade deals. We need to figure out what exactly these tariff rates are, because otherwise it wouldn't make any sense for the Fed to just lower rates, in a period where we're still uncertain about where this is all going.
I agree
So
with that.
I'm kind of on Team Powell here for the moment.
But listen, go ahead.
I mean, I agree. The whole tariff thing is crazy. There's incredible uncertainty there, and that is terrible for our businesses, industry, markets. I don't necessarily link that to interest rates. I think low interest rates are good for everybody, and they don't. That's not really dependent on settling the tariff question.
Yeah. So we're in a position now where we have a president who will not do things in a process, right? He just wants to say stuff, create chaos, and then pull it back or push it back. August 1st is the next date that everybody's looking at, because he said on August 1st, shit's going to hit the fan with the tariffs, right? But thank God for our business people in this country who are smart enough to pay
Perennial 2
attention.
weeks.
I mean, this dude is a taco. This taco,
Two
right?
weeks.
He always,
2 weeks,
if he would just go to he didn't have to get on TV and say, I'm going to bully everybody. They're going to do what I tell them to do. It makes them look weak when they don't.
Yeah, he shouldn't be bullying
He
the
shouldn't be
Fed, that's
trying
for
to
sure.
tell other countries what they have to do. Go negotiate with the countries. Go and
Well, they're doing that.
They're
they're
doing
not,
that.
they're doing that.
no, but they're trying to do it in a way where he's trying to make himself look like, I'm the man, I'm doing this, and you're gonna do what I tell you to do. Other countries don't respond to that. So
Well,
on August 1st, we're gonna see what happens, and if these tariffs come in, it's gonna be a shift in the market. People may lose, people may win. And by the way, actually the market is up right now.
Okay.
So it's not.
Market is
So,
doing
so,
good.
so the
That's
mar-
right.
so the market is doing good. The one thing that you have to give him credit for is there's been a lot of new investments into the country. A lot of these investments are commitments to invest, but there is substantial investment into the country. And I don't think any of us disagree that we ought to be making more things here in America. I think we ought to be making more things here. And if you're going to
Listen.
use tariffs as a way to get people to the table, I'm for that. But what I don't like is this constant, ping ponging back and
Yo-yo.
forth. I just
And-
think that that's.
and I'm not
In
sure-
some ways, you can never go back.
Right,
You can't
and
go
I'm
back
not
to
sure
the
it needs to be
manufacturing
agreed
country.
that we should be making more things here,
Well,
because
Why-
I'm
we ought
gonna
to
tell
make
you why.
more
I'm
things
gonna tell you why. Until we revamp the education system,
Yeah.
we can't make stuff here because
Well-
our children are not.
So,
We're not,
Well, and
we're not- they're
Kevin-
not doing it.
Well, Kevin,
They
think,
won't,
and think
you
about
know.
and think about this. I got to tell you, I'm very worried about this. I am all in favor of the AI revolution and the very positive things that it can bring for our country
Yeah.
and our economic output. A lot of this is good. I got to tell you, the thing I'm worried about are people losing jobs.
Well, that's a very fair statement. But here's the thing: AI, while it's going to shift the dynamic of where the jobs are needed, and we are not educating our kids to take that path.
well,
Our children need to be educated on AI, what it means to look. We're
and
gonna have data
that
centers
is
all over.
totally- that's
We're gonna have
totally
data
different than
centers all over the
bringing
country soon.
that's totally different than bringing manufacturing
That's right.
back
No,
here.
we're not making toys here. We're not doing it.
Well,
China's got that. That's done.
Isn't that
No more
part
dolls.
of bringing manufacturing back to America? Is that we want all of these? We want AI to be developed here in America.
We're a service country, and should be a technology country. And
Well,
our
I think Trump
children
wants to
should
make
be
us a technology country.
well,
Well,
but that's
depends what
not
you mean
building
by
stuff. That's not manufacturing.
Is building cars here making us a technology?
Well, what
country?
about building AI farms?
Yeah.
Yes,
but that's
we're
not
doing
what-
that,
that's
and
not
we
what
need
it
to
says.
teach our kids that.
Agreed.
I mean, we can't even make the chips anymore.
Before we go, what do we think of Hulk Hogan dying?
Well, so this
What
was
a character.
This was a very interesting. Well, I shouldn't say interesting, but really a tough week for people dying. So
Yeah.
we lost Ozzy Osbourne.
Yeah.
Ozzy. I mean,
Yeah.
the Prince of Darkness.
And he was relatively young. He was
76.
76.
Yeah, Ozzy. I mean,
A lot of young people.
everybody loves Ozzy. Come on. Chuck Mangione, Hulk Hogan, Malcolm
71.
Jamar.
He was even younger,
Malcolm
71.
Jamar
Paul Warner. That was tragic.
Yeah.
We lost 4 very prominent people this week.
Can we
yeah.
say prominent Americans?
Prominent
We're
Americans.
Americans.
Yeah,
Americans.
We can exclude one out of there, but yeah, we'll
Who
go.
we gonna exclude?
Mr. Hogan.
He's an
Well,
American. He's an
you can't-
American.
you-
He's an
listen,
It's a
not,
prominent, but
notwithstanding
it's not the
his
American part.
checkered past and some of the more unfortunate things
He's
that
a-
he said, and some of the unfortunate things about his life. I mean, he was a prominent American. I mean, he was a prominent
He was
American.
his persona and his personal life were two different things because his persona in some ways was inspiring to a generation of
Correct.
young men as like he fighting evil and coming back from being down in the gutter and like coming
Yeah.
back to victory. As a person, though, he was an unappealing person.
Well, listen, I mean, there's a lot of unappealing people. You know, I mean, this is part of what bothers me. You know, whether you it doesn't make any difference what walk of life that you are in, right?
Right.
It doesn't make any difference what your gender is, what your ideology is, what your ethnicity is. There are bad seeds
Everywhere.
among
All
all
of us.
of these.
Yeah.
Yes.
Agreed.
that is just a reality, right?
Yeah.
There are
Yeah.
bad seeds everywhere.
I look at Hulk
Right.
Hogan and I think when I was, younger, he was like the guy. You wanted to see him. He'd come out, rip his shirt off. He was this guy,
And
right?
he come
And-
from down, being beaten up, and then come to fight.
Kevin,
But here-
this
but here-
is a guy when he was doing wrestling. This is, and I forget what year this was, but you've probably seen these clips. This is a man who got into the ring and physically lifted up
A 500-pound
Andre
man?
the Giant, who
Yes, he
weighed
did.
500
pounds.
pounds,
He did.
and
Tossed him on his
floored
back.
him,
Yeah.
lifting him up and threw him to
Down.
the camp.
Now,
That is a
Let me-
remarkable
let me
feat
t-
of human strength.
yeah. Yes. So
Agreed.
so you look at this guy, and this is a I want to just say this is like for African Americans. When you buy into that, and then this guy shows up and something different, it is a hurtful thing,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So when black folks are always like, oh wait, we gotta watch this guy, we're not sure. We would probably want to celebrate this man if he didn't do the other stuff.
So can you just
And
share
it's
for
just-
can you share for our audience?
So Hulk Hogan, who we endeared as a wrestler, ended up going through a number of scandals by, sleeping with his friends,
His best friend's
friend's
wife.
wife, and then ultimately using the N word repeatedly, talking about folks who were
How much he didn't like
dealing with
the
his
black community.
daughter, so how he hated black people, and
Correct.
it was just bad. So that just sullies the water for African Americans who would probably wish they wanted to celebrate this guy because he did a lot when he was a young man.
To piggyback,
And he was such an entertainer. He was a huge entertainer.
to piggyback off that, it's not necessarily like because obviously he passed away, so I don't want to make it seem like I'm just running his name in the ground, but I certainly don't want to let the story be untold in full.
Oh no.
You see what I'm saying? Because a lot of times when
Right.
people do these things that weren't brought to the light, there's a lot of people who
Well,
don't even know about
you-
the things he
so-
did.
so- but
behind
but,
the
but
scenes.
this is part of what we do, and this is frankly this is something we shouldn't do. You really can't judge people by this instance in their life or that instance. You really do have to try to judge people by the sum of their life,
Well,
because people say stupid things. They do, and they do
Well,
stupid things. But
it
you don't
wasn't
want
just
your
that
whole.
he said stupid
But you don't
things.
want
He
your
had
whole.
he had a vile outlook,
Okay, but
so-
you don't want your whole life to be judged on the just the stupid things that you did. You want your life to be judged on the sum of its parts, like all of it.
Yeah,
I
it's-
agree
it's
with
very
that,
complicated.
but-
I mean, look at JFK. What a hero JFK was, and yet once we find out, I mean, he was a womanizer and like underage women and
A serial womanizer.
serial womanizer of underage women, and
The implication
used
in
his
Marilyn
power
Monroe's
and-
death.
right,
Right?
So,
So-
I think if you-
we idolized him.
I think if you acknowledge the dumb parts of the dumb things you say in your life or whatever the case may be as dumb things that you said, that can be excused from the
Kennedys
Let me
record.
never
just-
acknowledged
let me-
the dumb things that they do in their lives.
But all I'm saying to you is this: when a community, when we have people that come up in the ranks, we watch them, right? Whoever it is,
Right.
white, black, or indifferent.
Correct.
When they do something that's like just horrible, it just ruins the relationship.
Yeah.
It
Yep.
just ruins it. Like, come on. And racism in this country is something that's been going on for a long time, and that's one of the very tender spots for African Americans.
Right.
So African Americans might have been on the Hulk Hogan train for a long time, and then this happens.
So,
and they go,
okay,
"Oh
same-
my
same
God,
thing could be-
not
same thing-
Hulk-
not-
You go, oh my God, not Hulk Hogan. Yeah,
thing could
Hulk
be-
Hogan.
So I got
Yeah,
it. So is wrestling popular with the brothers?
Oh yeah,
Absolutely.
Oh, sure.
Absolutely.
I
grew
don't
up on
watch
the-
it, but I mean,
I grew up on WWF.
Oh, yeah.
I grew up on WWF for sure.
So-
Me and my
so-
brother playing. I broke
so-
my nose from that. Yeah. Shout out to my brother who broke my nose on a radiator.
Maybe you need to enhance your wrestling skills,
Right?
But
A lot's changed.
So when I was a kid, this is way before cable.
Mm-hmm.
We used to have this thing. You guys remember UHF?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
there was channel. There was CBS, NBC, ABC, PBS,
Right.
and then there was VHF.
VHF, yeah.
Which you could if you had the right antenna and it was pointed in the right direction, you could So they used to have wrestling on
They used to have roller derby on there
and
too.
roller derby. The LA Thunderbirds.
He doesn't know what that is.
Yeah,
I
the
don't
LA
know what's happening here.
roller derby was great.
Oh yeah, that was some good stuff right there.
There was a James Caan movie about roller. What was the name of that movie? Rollerball.
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 YouTube, we're taking you way back.
This is
Way back, baby.
Yeah, this is like the '70s, brother. So I used to watch wrestling on VHF, and they used to. So my favorite wrestler was a guy named John Tolis, and he was called the Golden Greek. And then a couple of years later, he reinvented himself, and his new name was Maniac Tolis, and he became a bad guy. So this, like, the wrestling thing, like, really stretches back like 50 years.
Oh yeah,
For sure,
Oh,
for
yeah.
sure.
You know, this is before it became this massive, huge entertainment enterprise.
Yeah.
Like before The Rock, before all
Before it was
that.
fake.
right,
Before it was
right.
fake.
Well,
Yeah, before it
what
was
killed
fake.
it for me was when when we realized it was fake.
That's what I'm saying. Before they revealed it was fake.
Although
Yeah.
the most,
that
the
was
best,
tough.
the best interview, I can't remember who
Was,
the wrestler was, but
Booker
he
T.
said,
Hulk
"Is it
Hogan?
fake?" And he slapped the crap out of the guy. He said, "Was that?" Fake? He said, "Was that? It was that fake?" Everybody thought that,
Yeah, all right.
but we realized it was just fake.
It
and
was
now
fake.
and now everybody knows it's not real.
Yeah, it's
and it's
entertainment.
entertainment.
It's
It's great.
entertainment.
It's wonderful.
All right, so there's one more thing I want to bring up at the
Uh-oh,
very
here we
end,
go.
which is another. This is like a really interesting week. There's a lot of things that happen. So this week, there's been a lot of stories in the news about Sherry Redstone, who owns CBS and Paramount, wanting to sell the company, and they settled with Trump over his suing them over the editing of the Kamala Harris interview on 60 Minutes.
Yeah.
I think Trump was right on that.
No, he wasn't.
Anyway, but we're not going to go. We're not going to go down.
No,
that
go
road.
ahead. Let's don't go over there.
So the thing finally closes, and so the government finally approves this sale. And so South Park, who's now part of Paramount, the very first episode after this thing closes, they do this Trump episode where they. I mean, for those of you who have not seen it, you should Google the South Park Trump episode where he's in bed with Satan and he's scratching him on the arm. And then there's a picture of Trump in the desert and this wildly overweight picture of Trump, which is, it's terrible. But so he's wandering through the desert and he's taking off his clothes and he's dying of thirst. He's laying on the ground, and all of a sudden, there's a rather graphic image of a body part coming up.
A little tallywhacker, a teeny tallywhacker,
A teeny tallywhack.
which goes back to our earlier conversation. He couldn't get the ladies.
It's like South Park, which is, one of the most popular shows on television, just goes all in.
Yeah, they
right
did.
after the deal closes, to just trash Trump.
Well, people have said that South Park is like, the TV show that actually depicts the future.
The future?
But it's an equal opportunity. But South Park is an equal opportunity abuser.
It is.
They rag
It is.
on
It is.
everybody.
It is.
That's the
It
Simpsons.
is.
That's the Simpsons, by the way. But go ahead.
It is the Simpsons.
The
that has
Simpsons,
always
they
kinda
always kind of depict the
fig-
future.
But
depict the
another
future,
one.
yeah.
But
yeah.
another show.
Hilarious.
Was
Equal
on,
opportunity.
It was equal opportunity.
Like
abuse.
Johnny
Yeah.
Carson.
Like Johnny
Like
Carson.
Carson,
Right.
Yeah.
Not like
Oh,
Colbert
my
or
God.
Fallon or Kimmel or all these idiot late night talk shows who are all partisan. South Park is funny. I mean, it's
hilarious.
It is
graphic
hilarious.
and it's,
For sure.
Somebody watch South Park.
Yeah. Anyway, all
Go
right.
watch South Park tonight and make sure you tell your friends to check out Three People Walking to a Bar.
Absolutely.
Make sure you click that like button below and leave us a comment on what you think you liked about this episode.
All right.
All right, guys.
Well, salute. Happy
Weekend.
weekend
Happy weekend.
and happy next week.
Absolutely.
All right. Cheers.
Cheers, everybody.